Greetings and salutations, my lovelies. Bardic Kitty here. I know it's been a while. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I'm not gonna make any, apologies or explanations or anything like that. Life happens. One thing I do want to mainly talk about in this video is going to be, like, the goals that I had set forward last year. I was going to do like complete pieces in Mermaid and complete pieces in Inktober, and I was going to draw every single day, and as you saw in some of the earlier videos for this, that didn't really happen pretty early on. Like, I missed most of the first half of June, and to be honest, I didn't really get but about halfway through October. So there you go. Now the main question is did I fail? And honestly, no. I actually do not feel bad about the fact that I did not draw every single day for an entire year. At least that I didn't get a daily sketch done every day of the entire year. A lot of the times, one reason that I didn't get a sketch done would be because I was actually working on finishing up a larger project or putting some time into a larger project. And so that's one of the things about these drawing challenges is that, I mean, technically, if you don't do the challenge, then yeah, you failed to do the challenge, but that doesn't make you a failure as an artist. I'm actually really happy with the progress that I made throughout last year. I mean, I've come up with a lot of really fun designs. Like, I love these random fantasy characters that I've designed. Like, I think they're really cool. And, just getting the... Hi, kitten. I have a new cat, and he's not used to me recording. Anyway, and that's just... To be honest, it kind of helped me reconnect with what I... Yes, sweetie, come here. Come here. Come here, Apollo. Okay, Internet. Say hello to Apollo. Say hello. Say hello to Apollo. Little silly cat. Alrighty. Sorry. So no, one of the things that this helped me do is reconnect with some of the things that I really loved about art and some of the subject matter that I prefer, because more often than not, when I was struggling to think of something to draw for a given day, I ended up doing either like a random fantasy portrait of just some chick who had, horns or, weird tattoos or something, or I did chibi characters. No, silly. And so those are things that I really enjoy drawing and that I keep not really focusing on because I feel like as an artist who's trying to be a professional, I have to focus on large, complete pieces with backgrounds and all of this stuff, or stuff that I can make merch out of. And I don't know, I think I've just been looking at it wrong, and I'm ready to start the new year with keeping that in mind. Making art that makes me happy. Because if I enjoy making it and I like the way it looks when it's done, surely somebody's going to enjoy looking at it, right? But honestly, so far as my goals for last year went, I think I did pretty well. Will you stop? He hasn't been trained well to not get in the way when I'm trying to do drawing related stuff. You are being very distracting. Okay? Everybody's gonna watch this video and be like, gosh, finish your thought already. Okay. I don't know if you can hear this purring, but like, oh my goodness, such a happy cat. Okay. Oh, sneeze. You got to sneezes. I'm gonna need to cut out some of this from the video because goodness, little guy. Okay, now that I've been thoroughly distracted by the cat and given him some attention and thrown him out of the room, sorry baby. I believe what I was trying to say was that I consider last year a success, even though technically I failed at all of the challenges that I wanted to do. I did get a mermaid sketch done for every year, but they ended up not being able to have time to turn any of them into a large piece, like with color and everything. And with the exception of this guy being colored, which I believe was a video that I did actually make out, and here's the that. None of my Inktober sketches got turned into ink drawings. But here's what I did come up with. Some of them are not going to be very detailed, and I'm sorry. So I was going off of a prompt. Prompt list. I'll put it up here somewhere, that a friend of mine created. The first one, of course, was poisonous almonds, I believe it was. This one was, this mermaid has claws, and so I literally gave her claws, but also she's like, getting him. I can't words. She's like mesmerizing him and going to capture him. Pumpkins was prompt number 3. And I just really liked this idea of these like jack-o'-lantern faced creatures showing up at somebody's door. And yeah. Poodles but murder. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but there's, the poodle sitting at the top of the stairs, and like its shadow is going to look like a little demon, and it has like a knocked over walker. I'm sorry, these are morbid, but they were for Inktober, and they were kind of Halloween and horror themed, so that I think is one of the worst ones. Ghosts Can Dance, I believe, was this one, and it's kind of, the light's hitting it kind of weird. So basically I've got like this cat looking in a basement window, and these ghosts are just dancing and having a fun time. I'm sorry if these sketches are very light. Tombstones have more than one use, I believe, was this one, and so the idea was that it was going to be like various horror-themed kids, so like a vampire. The zombie kid has tripped over the broken tombstone because zombies aren't very coordinated. The ghost got too excited and actually is just phasing through the tombstone instead of actually jumping over it. I just thought that was fun. Never got around to Vampire Behind the Wheel. I had a concept for it, but it was going to require a lot of like references because I don't draw cars normally. It was a full moon, so I had this idea of a werewolf, and there's like a lunar eclipse, and suddenly there's no full moon, so he's not a werewolf, and he's just like, what's going on? Where am I? No, you smell my feet. And so I had this idea of these people who were like hiking, and one of them's like, ew, did I step in something? It smells nasty. But it's actually like Bigfoot's foot that he's leaning against. And I just thought that was a really fun concept. A lot of these are very humorous. Here is professional jack-o'-lanterns. And so I have, a doctor jack-o'-lantern and a police officer jack-o'-lantern, and they're all like, ugh, this guy. And it's because the one in the back is a clown. And not only that, I planned to have like these ones were going to be carved pumpkins, and this one's just painted on and decorated. So it's not even a proper jack-o'-lantern, depending on, like I personally don't care. Painted jack-o'-lanterns are really fun too. But, in regards to like traditional carved jack-o'-lanterns, he's not an official jack-o'-lantern. This was like, I don't have it in front of me. It was something along the lines of the who, what, why, how werewolf. And so I got the idea of a werewolf character who was a reporter. And so he's got like the old style like press hat, and he's got his little notebook, and he's taking notes. And I just made a little note here. Not too happy with the wolf face, but that's because I was doing it without any kind of reference. If I do take this somewhere and do something else with it, I will probably, I will obviously use references to make sure that the wolf anatomy is a little better than it is right now. This was mask or mask, as in M-A-S-K, like a mask you wear. And then there's a style of performance called a mask, like a masquerade, that is a M-A-S-Q-U-E. And so I drew a mask character wearing a mask and dancing. That was accidentally, I got them out of order. This was supposed to be prompt 13, and then prompt 2 was going to be house at the end of the block. Had trouble coming up with an idea for this one. This one was really quick and weird. I don't really want to get into that. That's not candy, so I have again, morbid, and I apologize. Definitely, this isn't something to do, but it's a little kid who has a pill container and he thinks it's candy. Again, Halloween-themed prompts. I hope nobody is offended by that. That would be a really bad thing. And that actually is all of the sketches I did last year. That was October 15th. And again, so that means that there were like 2.5 months that I didn't do daily sketches. But I'm okay with that. And if you have yourself a goal set and you don't quite get there, just make sure you stop and kind of take some time to think about maybe you didn't reach that main goal, but you still probably got something out of it. And just try to stay positive, and let's make more beautiful art together and moving forward. Happy 2019, and I love you all, and I will see you next week with another art video. Bye-bye.